Today we're tackling the Stockdale Paradox. Now, you've probably heard of it, maybe from Jim Collins' Good to Great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty well-known concept from that book.
Right, but our focus today, our kind of mission, is really zeroing in on how Coach Ed Padalecki uses this idea.
hmm How he applies it, specifically for people really pushing themselves in those high-stakes fields.
Exactly, high-pressure environments. We're talking driven business professionals, dedicated coaches, relentless athletes. That's the lens we're using, really drawing from Coach Padalecki's insights in when unshakable faith meets brutal reality.
Got it. So it's all about mental toughness, resilience, that whole mindset piece.
That's the core. So let's unpack it. What is the Stockdale Paradox at its heart, especially through Coach P's perspective?
Well, Coach Padalecki really emphasizes this duality. It's the ability to hold simultaneously this unwavering faith that you will succeed in the end, no matter how big the challenge seems now.
Unshakable faith.
But, and this is the crucial part, at the exact same time, you have to confront the brutal realities of your current situation. No blinking.
No matter how uncomfortable or difficult those realities are.
Precisely. And Coach P makes it super clear this isn't just some nice theory for our listeners. It's fundamental, a cornerstone for navigating that long, often tough road to peak performance.
That makes sense. It's not just about dreaming big.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how Coach Padalecki draws a line between this and just simple optimism. He points out something critical, that people who only focus on a positive future, kind of ignoring the harsh present, they often break first when things get really tough for a long time.
Right, like Stockdale himself observed in the POW camp, didn't he? The optimists who set unrealistic release dates.
They were often the ones who lost hope when those dates passed. Coach P really highlights that. It's the brutal facts part that grounds the faith.
Okay, so how does Coach Padalecki suggest people in these high-stakes fields actually do that, maintain that balance?
Well, he points back to Stockdale. The survivors, the ones who made it through, they held on to this deep, almost visceral belief in their eventual freedom, that long-term faith was non-negotiable.
But they didn't pretend it wasn't awful day to day.
Not at all. They faced the daily brutality head-on, no illusions.
Yeah.
Coach Padalecki often brings up Stockdale's core insight here.
Which is?
Never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which, as Stockdale said, you can never afford to lose
Right.
with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. For Coach P, that discipline is key to mental fortitude.
So Coach Padalecki frames it for our audience, business leaders, athletes, coaches, as this essential pair. Unshakable belief in the long game, your ultimate goals.
That deep confidence you can achieve it.
Combined with a crystal clear, unflinching look at the obstacles right in front of you. Now, no delusion allowed.
And if you map this onto the experience of high performers, Coach Padalecki points out that championships aren't won instantly. It takes years. You go through setbacks. In business, it's the same. Navigating market shifts, maybe product failures, team issues, all without losing sight of that ultimate vision. That's living the paradox.
So, pulling this together for you listening, what's the real takeaway? Coach Padalecki's message seems to be about cultivating what you might call pragmatic optimism.
I like that term, pragmatic optimism. It's that unwavering belief in your future success, yes, but coupled with a fiercely realistic, disciplined approach to the challenges right now.
So Coach Padalecki essentially issues a challenge.
He does. He asks you to take a hard, honest look at your current mindset. Are you really balancing that long-term confidence with a clear-eyed assessment of today's reality?
He suggests actually defining your brutal facts, those uncomfortable truths you might be tempted to avoid in your work, your training.
Write them down even. Make them concrete. Face them.
But then, and this is just as crucial, affirm your ultimate success. Coach Padalecki stresses this. Despite the current difficulties, reinforce that core belief. I will prevail.
Absolutely. He emphasizes that real strength, true confidence, comes from embracing that uncertainty by mastering this very paradox. It's not about pretending the struggle isn't real.
It's about facing it.
So, in essence, the Stockdale Paradox, seen through Coach Ed Padalecki's lens, it's this vital interplay. Unwavering faith meets disciplined, honest confrontation of hardship.
The bedrock of mental toughness for high performers.
Exactly. And as Coach Padalecki constantly reminds people, those big goals, the championships, the major business successes, they're marathons, not sprints.
They demand that persistence, that drive, fueled by this realistic yet ultimately optimistic mindset.
Which really brings us to a critical question for you, the listener. Are you actively living this paradox? Are you willing to face the unvarnished truth, the the brutal facts of your situation.
While holding absolutely steadfast to your belief in your ability to overcome it all.
It's something to really dig into.
And maybe Coach Padalecki leaves us with this powerful thought to chew on, something that really captures it all. True confidence isn't pretending the struggle doesn't exist. It's about the strength you actually gain by confronting that struggle directly.
All while maintaining that unshakable belief that you will, in the end, prevail.
A powerful concept to reflect on.
We hope this gives you some food for thought as you continue on your journey.